We'll call the meeting to order. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. All members are present. Approval of the agenda. We have two additions. 7G, amend pay step placement for officer, and 7H, approve appointment of ambulance driver / first responder. Is there any other changes to the agenda? Council? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda with those changes?
Motion. I'll make second.
Motion by Heidi, second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approval of the minutes, January 20th, 2021 regular meeting. We all received them in your packet. Is there any changes, corrections, clarification needed? Hearing nothing, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the January 20th, 2021 meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shallon. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. This brings us to our public open forum. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the council? Call the third time. Is there anyone that would like to speak to the council? Our public open forum is closed. We have no public hearings. We'll move on to reports and presentations. Park Board report. Vicki?
So the Park Board met last night in regular session at 5 p.m. They had a few things on their agenda. They ratified the bylaws with no updates. They are delaying the vote for the chair and the vice chair till next meeting when they have a full board. They received the Public Works report as well as the campground reservation report. Campground reservations for this year are so far about $65,000. They are recommending awarding the bid for the Browns Park bathroom and the fish cleaning house. Those are action items you have tonight. They did review the floor plan layouts for the campground, bathroom, safe room facility. They did discuss the Tower View baseball field renovations. We are proceeding with the day use dock at Sinclair Lewis Park, and the Boy Girl statue from the fountain is going in for repairs. So Ben did find somebody to take that project on, so that should be all fresh and new by the time we put it up this spring. Like I said, you have 2 action items later on the agenda.
Anybody have any questions? Okay. EDA report.
The EDA met today in regular session. They did get their monthly report from the Chamber of Commerce. They did review the purchase agreement and the addendum that you will be looking at tonight in closed session, and they do have a recommendation to move forward on that. They are moving forward with obtaining some estimates for repair of the town clock before they decide what the disposition of that should be. And then we also did discuss the update on the deed, the BDPI grant application for the under 59 acres. So they have one recommendation for you, and that is on the interpretive center, and that would be later on your agenda.
Okay, questions? Okay, then we'll move on to action items. Approve board and commission appointments. We had 4 people apply for the 2 positions on the park board. My recommendation is to put on the park board is B. Brian Zolman and Ashley Brueggemann. HRA board is Mike Felling. Convention and Visitors Bureau, we have the 1 position yet, that would be Stephanie Noble. Planning Commission, Ted Spanier removed his name from that spot, but John Vornbrock, that was one of the people that put his name in for Park Board, accepted to go over and be the person to take over on the Planning Commission. So I recommend that John Vornbrock be appointed to the Planning Commission. Is there any questions on those appointments? Otherwise, do I have a motion to approve those appointments as I stated?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Shellen, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Any other comments? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7B, approve resolution 2021-06, authorizing sales of vehicle.
When the City Council authorized the purchase of the 2021 Dodge Ram pickup for the Public Works Department, they also authorized the sale of the 97 Chevy Silverado pickup. That pickup was advertised online through MinBid. We had the successful bidder with statewide wholesale for $3,825. So we're recommending you approve Resolution 2021-06, accepting that bid for that vehicle.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2021-06?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joel. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7C, approve resolution 2021-07, accepting bid for Browns Park restroom.
On December 16th, the City Council approved the updated plans and specs and authorized the bids for the construction of the restroom in Browns Park. It was advertised with requests given to known contractors. 2 bids were returned. St. Rosa Lumber for $58,869.09 and Steve Mort's Construction for $47,300. The city has budgeted $50,000 for this improvement. The Park Board discussed this last night, and they are recommending that the city proceed with the construction with Steve Mort's Construction. So the action requested to approve Resolution 2021-07, awarding the bid for Browns Park bathroom.
Questions, concerns? Do I have a motion to approve resolution 2021-07?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Heidi will second. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7D, approve resolution 2021-08, accepting bid for fish cleaning house.
On December 16th, the council also approved the plans and authorized the advertising for bids for construction of the new fish cleaning house at the public access in Sinclair Lewis Park. The proposal was advertised, requests were given to known contractors. The city will be acting as the general, so we got multiple bids. We did receive 1 to construct the building, 2 for plumbing, 2 for concrete, 2 for boring, and then there's all miscellaneous materials, excavating, and things like that that are all outlined in your packet. We also had 2 options that were included. The fish cleaning house, as approved with the low bid, was $52,469. We did add an option to finish for year-round use, which seems to be the thing that people are doing more now, of $7,500. That would be reduced, that savings, if we don't do it, would be reduced somewhat, because if we don't heat it year-round, then we have to do frost footings. And option 2 would be to add an RV dump station there when we're near that with the sewer for $1,327. So the total with all options is $61,296. And the option for the year-round use would include the gas line, the heater, the boring, the water line at 7 feet deep, excavation and installation of the insulated sewer pipe, and the option for adding the RV station is the piping and the station itself. And that option then, of course, would decrease all that transient travel through the campground for people going to that dump station down there. Sauk Center Conservation Club has donated $15,000 toward the construction. They anticipate they will donate additional funds in the spring if the year-round use is approved. However, those funds have not been allocated by the club yet, so we can't be guaranteed those funds at this time. The Park Board discussed this last night, and they are recommending that the city proceed with both options with the fish cleaning house for the $61,296. And that is the resolution in front of you, 2021-08, awarding the bids for the fish cleaning house.
Questions?
I guess I'm just curious what the benefits or how much use you would anticipate it seeing with the year-round.
And Ben brought this up last night, but what people are seeing is that a lot of people in the summertime, they'll go home and clean them outside or in their garage, but in the wintertime, they don't because it's cold out, of course, and they don't want to do it in their house. So you'll get more people coming in the wintertime to clean fish than a lot of times than they have in the summer, and that's what they're seeing in some other areas. So I think at the time to do it, if we're going to do it, is when we're constructing it, of course. And so we did put that option out there. And that is what the park board is recommending we do.
Okay.
One of the other things that, not to interrupt, but one of the things that we talked about and Ben brought up last night at Park Board was by heating it year-round, we don't have to put frost footings down.
Okay.
So basically, that almost doubles the cost, if I remember the numbers right, by having to put footings down. So this is actually by heating it and making it year-round is going to be cheaper.
Okay.
So.
What did we have budgeted for this project?
Pardon me?
What did we budget for this project?
We budgeted 45, but because we have the 15 coming, so we're right in there. And then we talked about the RV station could be funded from the campground.
Sure.
Any other questions or concerns? One thing on the RV dump station is like Vicky said, everybody that comes in from their out-of-town campground, you know, camping somewhere else coming in, they drive through the campground to get to the dump station. Then they can't fill their tanks back up, so they got to go back around and come up by the manager's office and fill up there. So they're basically making 2 trips through the campground
Yeah.
and it's just more congestion and more traffic than what's needed. So that's the reason why the RV dump station was discussed also. So, because this one will have water and everything all in one spot, so. Is there any other questions or concerns? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-08?
I'll make the motion with both options.
Okay, motion by Diane. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joe. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7E, approve Resolution 2021-09, authorizing bid for mini excavator.
While preparing the budget for 2021, the City Council discussed the option of pairing with Sauk Center Public Utilities for the purchase of a mini excavator. The PUC has budgeted for an equipment purchase to replace their trencher. If the city were to pair with them, they would move toward the mini excavator instead of a regular trencher. We have multiple uses for it as well, but probably not enough to justify owning one outright by ourselves. So it's kind of a good opportunity when we're both looking for something at the same time. Both the electrical superintendent at the PUC and public works supervisor recommend that this avenue be explored. Specifications have been reviewed. It's recommended that the city and the PUC take the next steps toward a potential purchase by authorizing quotes be obtained. And of course, that would have to be between the PUC and the city. Kind of the same thing as we did with the wood chipper. We split that 50-50, and whoever is using it at the time is who houses it. And it's worked out really well. And so we would do the same thing here. And so that's Resolution 2021-09, soliciting quotes for that mini excavator.
Questions? Comments? Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2021-09?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi,
I'll second.
second by Shallen. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7F, approve cleaning contract for city buildings.
The city recently advertised for bids for cleaning services for the city buildings. These buildings include the AD building at the airport, the senior center, and the city hall. The personnel committee met and discussed the proposal, and they recommend that the city proceed with offering the contract to Sarah Struss. And that would be effective when the existing contract expires on February 20th. Then we'd enter into a new contract with Sarah Struss. And so that is the recommendation to approve that city building cleaning contract.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to approve the city building cleaning contract with Sarah Struss?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Diane, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joel. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7G, amend pay step placement for officer.
So on 2 weeks ago, when you offered the position of police officer to Mark Binstead, we placed him on step 2 based on what we thought his wage was from his previous job. But when his job application came in, it was December, and now it's January, and his wage went up. And so in order to match his current wage, we would need to go to step 4. And so that is the recommendation of the police chief, is to start him at step 4. It's actually 9 cents more than he's making where he currently is. So that is the recommendation at this time.
Questions, comments? Do I have a motion to amend the pay step placement to step 4?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Diane, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Shallon. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7H, approve appointment of ambulance driver / first responder.
This is kind of last minute, I just received it today, but Kathy Struford is requesting to hire Jamie Olson. She's a licensed first responder firefighter and has been with the New Minute Fire and Rescue Squad for the past 7 years. She's recently moved back to Sauk Center, and she'd like to be involved with the ambulance. They're recommending her for hire pending a positive background check to become a driver for our service and as a first responder. So she's not an EMT, she'd be like a driver first responder. And so that would be Jamie Cole, pending a successful background check.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve that appointment?
I'll make a
that
motion.
A motion by Heidi,
I'll second.
second by Shallon. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Unfinished business, special assessment policy.
We actually just met this evening before the council meeting with the city engineer, the finance committee, myself, and Ben Klink. And we have some recommended changes to the special assessment policy, which we hope to have in front of this board in 2 weeks from now. Either 2 weeks or 4 weeks, it depends on how it works out. But we had a few recommendations, not a whole lot, some clarification, and then some changes to the assessment amount. So you'll see that coming up in the next weeks.
Any questions on that, or? Okay. We have no new business. Brings us to our consent agenda. We have a schedule of claims, unpaid claims of $164,059.06, paid claims of $673.48, for a total of $164,732.54. We have resolution number 2021-10, accepting contributions of $89.18 from the men's card playing group to be allocated to the senior center, $500 from Central Care Health Sauk Center to be allocated to the Challenge Park, Moji Life from Kim Bronco to be allocated to the ambulance department, gift cards from the Palmer House to be allocated to the ambulance department, holiday surgical mask from an anonymous donor to be allocated to the ambulance department, meat tray, crackers, and cupcakes donated from Felling Trailers to be allocated to the ambulance department, and $100 from Phil Bainan towards the ambulance department. And on behalf of the city and the council, I want to thank those people and groups for their contributions to those departments. Is there any questions about the schedule of claims? Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Joe,
I'll second.
second by Diane. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Informational items.
I have 2 informational items. One, of course, is the Spectrum lineup changes. And the second one is the Joint Airport Zoning Board meeting, which is tomorrow at 5 p.m., but it is via Zoom. So I have the information in there if you care to log in and watch the meeting. The reason that it's at Zoom versus in person is because 2 of our members are county employees and they're still meeting remotely and not in person. So we'll do it remotely. And if you want to log in, feel free. Otherwise, if you want, I can just send you the link so you can just click on it instead of having to type it in. Up to you.
Okay, any questions on those 2 items? Okay, then we will be going into closed session, so we'll recess the regular one and wait for everyone to leave the area. We'll call the regular meeting back into order. The council met in closed session to review an addendum to a possible purchase agreement. We've discussed it. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Motion to what we agreed on?
Right.
Okay, we have a motion by Diane. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Joe. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. This brings us to the end of our agenda. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Heidi, second by Shallen.
Sorry to beat you every time.
I thought you were sleeping.
Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Meeting adjourned.